Terence "the Bug" Crawford, the number one pound for pound today, came out stating that Errol Spence fight is based on money. So whenever the money is right, the fight will happen. And we pretty much knew that from day one. Even Errol Spence told Terence Crawford, I already told your boss what it takes to make the fight happen. So when he get my money together, we could make it happen. So it's always been about money. And you know when the money will be right, if Errol Spence actually fights a Manny Pacquiao and beats a Manny Pacquiao, the sky is the limit. Then the money will be right. I promise you, Bob Arum will make things happen then. However, for the moment, Errol Spence haven't had his comeback fight since the car crash, and we don't know how he's gonna look aftermath of the car crash. On the other hand, Terence, always looking like a beast. He's supposed to be the matador, but every now and then he chooses to be the bull and still get the KO. He's supposed to dance and box, but sometimes he takes it to his opponent. So he's looking like a knockout puncher and a knockout artist than a boxer. That's why he's a boxer puncher. With that being said, that's the fight of the decade. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. versus Terence "the Bug" Crawford. And we already know what time it is. That fight spelled trouble. That fight spells legacy. That fight spells history. That fight spells destiny. So we'll see what's destined to happen in the welterweight division, as it's the deepest division in the sport of boxing today, is equivalent to basketball and the Golden Warriors, for example, having a super team at one point. That's what it is in the sport of boxing today at the welterweight division. It's a super division where it's too much talent. We have Errol Spence, we have Terence Crawford, we have Ugas, we have Keith Thurman, we have Manny Pacquiao, and the list goes on and on and on, from Porter to upcoming talent to old talent like Danny Garcia to Mikey Garcia to Virgil Ortiz to my man Jaron Ennis. So like I said, the sky is the limit for the welterweight division. However, the two top names at that division, the number one and the number two, is Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. Currently, on new media and Akhi pound for pound list, we have Terence "the Bug" Crawford ranked number one and Errol Spence ranked number three. So the winner of that fight is definitely going to be the number one in the world, period. Nevertheless, for the moment, Errol Spence Jr. is the number one welterweight. However, Terence "the Bug" Crawford is the number one pound for pound. So that's the fight of the decade. That's the fight of our decade at the moment. So we'll see when the fight will get made. I believe is the end of 2021. If I'm being realistic, and that's due to PBC making the right business decisions for their brand. It makes sense, so it makes dollars. If Errol Spence have his comeback fight against Manny Pacquiao, you best believe the PBC is gonna push for Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia way before the Crawford fight. Can you blame them? Because if the ball was on the other side of the court, Bob Arum, Top Rank, and ESPN will be making in-house money till they have no more opponents, just like HBO and Bob Arum did with Manny Pacquiao years ago and waited 5 years to make the Floyd Mayweather fight when they could have made it in 2009 or at least 2012. So we all know what time it is. Money talk, BS walk, and the ball is in the PBC court at the moment. So with that being said, Bob Arum can't complain about PBC and boycott it, because like I said, he would have done the same thing. And if he wants to make the fight now, Errol Spence already told him, make it happen by offering the right amount of money instead of requesting a 50-50 split. Because even if Errol Spence defeats a Manny Pacquiao or a Danny Garcia, at that point, the split is no longer 50-50. And I don't even think it's a 50-50 split now. So I'm just being realistic. However, at the end of the day, Terence Crawford have a couple mega fights on his side of the court. If he could get his hand on the winner of Josh Taylor versus Ramirez, that will be huge for Terence Crawford. In my opinion, ESPN should put together this fight for Terence the Bug Crawford as we speak, because that's literally the undisputed 140-pounder today. If they could make the fight between Josh Taylor and Ramirez versus the former undisputed 140-pounder and the current pound-for-pound number one. That's one way Terence Crawford could have the world of boxing buzzing. Or maybe move up to 154. However, I don't think that's in Terence Crawford plans at the moment, because he wants to be undisputed at 147, and that's the deepest division, so it don't make sense for Crawford to make that type of a decision unless Crawford want to move up in weight to grab a strap and come right back. Either or, one thing for sure, we're not getting the fight anytime soon. According to Crawford, the fight won't happen till the money is right. So all the fans that's claiming someone is avoiding, that's not the case. What's the case about is the money. So till the money is right, the fight is not going to happen till the right time. I don't think the fight is going to happen 5 years from now, as some people are claiming. I think it's going to be 2021. If we are pushing it and it's going to happen later than sooner, then that's going to be 2022. That's the only way. I don't think it's going to happen right after that. I don't think Errol Spence could stay at the welterweight division for that long. So with that being said, drop your comments below on y'all thoughts on what Crawford had to say. One thing for sure, I always preached this in the past. If Crawford was with the PBC, since Errol and Crawford are willing to fight each other, that fight could have been easier to make, because the only time PBC and ESPN does business together is when the money is right. So that's when we have to wait as hardcore boxing fans. But regardless of any of that, the fight will happen, that's for sure. When? We don't know. That's where the question mark is. So with that being said, drop your comments below, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these decavs, aka dumb casual ass fans / old media. Of course, shout out to DBN for being the entrepreneur of new media that I'm a part of. And you already know, if you're a casual fan and you want to be a hardcore, all you have to do is attend the Akhi University every Sunday live on Split Decision. Is a boxing debate / talk show. So you already know what time it is. I put it together like puzzle. Akhi is undefeated on Split Decision. So if you're a casual and you want to be a hardcore, just attend the Akhi University, and one day you're going to graduate by clicking on the notification bell to get notified every time we post or go live. Shout out to my man Lunatune for the funniest boxing memes. If a picture says 1,000 words, his picture says 1,000,000 words. So to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace, and we out.